Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new DLC for Le Mans Ultimate Pack 5. Now the absolute legends at Motorsport Games have given me access early and I've been having a bit of a tinker. So the first new car is the Lamborghini Huracan LM GT3 Evo 2. And the other new car is the Lexus RCF LM GT3. And the new track is Losail International Circuit. But aside from the new content, there's lots of new stuff happening in this build. Now we can have custom liveries. At the moment, that's online only, and you've got to be a Race Control subscriber. The other big thing is driver swaps. Now it's possible to have longer endurance races with a proper team and swap drivers. And in your team, you can have various roles within it. Drivers, team managers, strategists, all can get access to that particular server and make whatever changes need to be made. So I'm really excited to see how the driver swaps pans out on Le Mans Ultimate and maybe try one or two endurance races. There has also been a huge update to the GT3 tyre model, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But the main point of this video is to have a look at the new content and to see if it's worth your money. So rather than go to a brand new circuit to test new cars, I'm going to go to a circuit that I'm really familiar with, and it's Monza. So I'm going to do a couple of laps in the Lamborghini, a couple of laps in the Lexus, compare lap times, and give you my overall impressions. And then we'll have a quick look at Losail. So enough talking, let's jump straight on track. Right, Lamborghini Huracan, 5.2 litre V10. Let's have a listen. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty accurate to me. No surprises. Right, let's get on track. So I'll do this warm-up lap and then I'll do a flying lap so you can have a proper listen. And then I'll talk about how it drives. Right, done a couple of laps, got the tyres up to temperature. Now I'll give you a listen on a flying lap. I'll keep my gob shut for the lap. There we go, that's a lap of Monza in the Lamborghini. I really like it. I really like it. But it's so twitchy. Like, when you're lifting off the gas on corner entry, it will kill you in a heartbeat. I'll try and just demonstrate. Right? I'll try and demonstrate. I've never known a car on Le Mans Ultimate be this twitchy on corner entry. It's crazy. Like, if I lift too much going into the Lesmos, I'm dead. I'm dead. So, in the right hands, it's going to be quick. But I'll try and demonstrate here going into Lesmo 1. I'll try and be a bit more aggressive. And I wasn't being too aggressive there. But absolutely wanted to kill me. Right, in the Lexus, let's have a listen. 5-litre V8, this one. Ooh. Sounds pretty throaty. I like it. Sounds different to any GT3 car out there, doesn't it? Sounds pretty good. Right, let's get out there. First thing I've noticed, visibility is better across, you know, the whole windscreen. There's no big camera there with the rear view mirror, but visibility on the left-hand side, pretty poor with the big A-pillar and the roll cage, so visibility is not great. But it's alright, but if you're on a single screen, that's going to be an issue, definitely. So same story. We'll do a steady out lap, one flying lap, and then we'll do another flying lap and see what we can do. Let's have a listen to the downshift. Sounds pretty nice to me. Right. We'll come back when we're going to start that flying lap. Right, so we've done one flying lap, come to the end of it, and we'll push on and see if we can beat the Lamborghini's time. So we did a 150.506 in the Lamborghini. See what this first lap is. Not going to be particularly quick. 50.988, so we're about 3 or 4 tenths off. See if we can push on and beat it. Don't think we will, because it does feel slower. If I'd have done that in the Lambo, I'd have been dead. We're half a second up though, which is surprising. Because it definitely feels slower from where I'm sitting. Not as planted through there as the Lamborghini. So 150.506. We're going to be well under that. And it felt slower. 150.285. That's surprised me, that, because driving around it felt much slower than it actually was. I mean, it's still not rapid, but that surprised me, that. Lexus is quicker in this test than the Lambo. So there has been an update to the LMGT3 tyre model, and it's all to do with the car sliding. And that used to be the quickest way around the racetrack in Le Mans Ultimate. You would manipulate the TC settings to get the car sliding, and that was the quickest way around. If you use the TC, it would just slow you down. There was no benefit. Whereas now, if you don't work with the TC, well, there's a real good chance you're not going to finish the race. So we'll go have a look at the TC settings now. Electronics, so 777. Let's just try and not be aggressive, because the tyres aren't really up to temp. So we'll just get out this turn. Full gas, no problem. We'll do the same coming out the second chicane. We'll try and stamp on the gas. That was second gear. Stamping on the gas, no problem. Yeah, a little bit of oversteer, but the TC did its job. Again, he will stamp on the gas. No problem. Just a little bit of understeer. Just with the car pushing wide. Same on here. Stamp on the gas. Not really sliding. Just pushing us a bit wide. Now, on the old tyre model, I would run the TC settings at maybe 6 to 6. So 6 on the traction control, 2 on the power cut, and 6 on the slip angle. That would enable me to get around the track, you know, relatively quickly, you know, for me. But I would be able to control the car. Yeah, it would slide, but quite controllable. There was no reason for me to run any more TC than that because it would just slow me down. So I'll try and do the same again, coming out of the first chicane, second chicane, and see now what it's like. Let's see if we can stamp on the gas like we did just a moment ago. So let's get down to turn number 1. So tyres should be up to temperature now. We've had the tyre warmers on and we've done a lap. So 626, this is how I would usually run it on the old tyre model. So same again, we stamped on the gas coming out. Cool 360 no scope, but that's not going to win you any races, is it? We'll do the same second chicane. So that's how I would have run it, and I would have got round there no problem. So same again. Be a bit aggressive. So another thing that I have noticed, so at ABS, if you look down in the bottom left, I didn't notice the brackets before with the understeering. So if we move down, so 9's understeer, 8 understeer, 7 understeer, 6 balanced, 5 balanced, 4 balanced, then 3, 2 and 1 is oversteer, then off. Now, I've been running the TC at number 9 and it's been fine, it's felt fine. But in dry conditions, a lot of people will run their TC as low as 3, the ABS as low as 3 or 4. So let's try and run ABS at 3. Or under normal circumstances, you'd get away with that no problem. In fact, we'll go to 4. We'll stay balanced. We won't go too far the other way. But if you listen very carefully, you might be able to hear some micro lockups of the tyres when we start braking. So I'll shut up. Just listen. And I was braking quite hard there, but it didn't stop the car. Micro lockups. So it didn't slow down as well as I wanted it to. And that's not going to be any good for your front tyres. I know that much. We'll try it again here. So just listen. See if you can hear it lock up. I won't downshift. No, but look at that. I'm braking really hard there. Didn't stop. So that's another thing that I've noticed with this tyre model. You've got to run more TC and you've got to run more ABS, which is good. I think it's good. So let's take you for a slow drive around Losail. Now, I've got to be honest, before today, I'd never driven this circuit. The only time I'd seen this circuit before was when watching the MotoGP. And it's a tricky circuit, really difficult. Normally when I've seen it on the TV, it's been at night, but you can't see all the details at night. So we're here at midday. So a nice steady drive around Losail. Turn 1, heavy braking into a tight right, which is really tricky. Hard to see when you want to get on the gas. Then an equally tricky left. Even going slow, I don't know where I'm going here. Then there's a double right. See, I nearly ran myself off track there, and I'm only going slow. But look at the the details in the distance, like everywhere. Graphically, it looks absolutely stunning. Honestly, they've done a tremendous job at modelling this circuit. Like, as far as the eye can see, there's something going on. In the distance, there's signs, there's road signs, there's lights, there's... unbelievable. Graphically, I think it's one of the best circuits that I've ever seen as far as details. I mean, I know I'm running on ultra detail, but I just think it looks tremendous. It really does. Yeah, at night, this is a different beast altogether at night. That's where I used to... I'm sure the MotoGP lot used to run at night in the dark. It's an impressive structure, that one. And it's running flawlessly. It really is. You know, I've got the graphics right up to ultra, and it's brilliant. So that's Losail. Good circuit. I think it'll be a good racetrack, to be honest. I think it will be a good racetrack. Lots of places where people can make a mistake and overdrive, which will always open up opportunities for a bit of racing side by side. Beautiful though. Absolutely beautiful. Really good. Top job. Really good. I need to learn the circuit though, properly. I did do a few hot laps before, but I was slow. So, an absolutely huge update. 2 brilliant cars, a brilliant circuit, an update to the tyre model, driver swaps, custom liveries, and lots of other things. So, what do I think of the tyre model? I think it's better. I think it's more difficult to drive. I don't think you can take liberties like you could on the previous tyre model. If you don't work with the traction control, then you're going to be off the circuit. And for me, there's a definite change in how the car feels when you lower the ABS. Lamborghini, brilliant, although very, very twitchy. On corner entry, if you don't have the car settled, it's game over. Lexus, much more planted on turning, feels much more stable, but the car does move around a little bit more on the faster stuff. Obviously, you'll be able to tweak those with the setup. Now, Losail looks absolutely stunning. As I mentioned, I need to learn the circuit, but graphically, aesthetically, it's stunning. A really big, nice, wide circuit, so it's going to offer pretty good racing. So this DLC goes on sale 9th of June. It's going to cost you £9.99, £11.99, or $12.99. Now, to put that price into some context, on iRacing, if you were to buy a car, $11.95, I think it is, a track, $14.95. So to buy 2 cars and 1 track on iRacing, going to cost you $37. This is going to cost you $13. And this is where the pricing should be, in my opinion, not $37. So a really good step forward. Still not enough content for this to be my go-to sim, but slowly it's getting there. So again, I want to say a huge thank you to the guys at Motorsport Games for giving me access to this build a little bit early. So let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you later. Cheers.